What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Panthers Pride Television. Hey, I want to first start off by saying I apologize. This is on me. There have been a couple of doors that have been opening up for me behind the scenes. So I know it's been about 2 or 3 days or whatever, but we are finally here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So there is a cornerback that is still on the market for whatever reason. I believe Asante Samuel Jr., I think he was one of the best free agent of people that should be available currently speaking. I thought that he should have one of those nice three-year, $60 million contracts. I believe he's better than Mike Jones currently speaking. Mike Jones, when he was targeted, allowed over 109 QBR rating this past season. When you look at Asante Samuel Jr., I understand he only played 4 games this past season. I understand that. I understand he had 13 total tackles, 2 PBUs, and zeros amongst forced fumbles, interceptions, etc. But it's hard to deny he is a son of a former legend, Asante Samuel, who played for the New England Patriots. The dude got game. If you remember in the playoffs against Jacksonville, he had 3 interceptions in that game. The game where they ultimately lost because of some coaching malpractice. But Asante Samuel Jr. is a guy that can ball. I don't understand what the hell these GMs and owners be thinking. Like, why is he not signed? Because he had a shoulder injury? The dude can still play football. 4 games played this past season. I understand he's a little undersized. Not a little. He's undersized. But he is still a good corner. Let's not act like he was not the number 1 corner in L.A. Let's not act like he wasn't a second-round pick in L.A. Like, I understand Harbaugh is trying to just revolutionize the LA Chargers. I understand he got rid of Joey Bosa as well. But let's not act like this dude is a bum. The Carolina Panthers, you have the opportunity to still go out here and sign a guy. Whether it's 1 year, $12 million, whether it's 2 years, $22 million, we still have the salary cap. He's still going to be available. You might see a situation where the Cincinnati Bengals take a risk on him because the dude can ball. He's a guy that has game. Like he was going against Keenan Allen. He was going against Mike Williams. He was going against good quarterbacks, great quarterbacks like the Patrick Mahomes. He was going against quality teams in the AFC West. Let's stop acting like this dude is a bum. He was going against Cortland Sutton. He was matching up against your number 1 out there in LA. So I think that it's terrible that he has not been signed yet. So you're going to see a lot of people miss out on a good talent because of his shoulder injury. It's kind of the same situations with the Stephon Diggs. Like, are guys going to wait until April 21st to draft a corner before y'all sign this dude? The dude can still play. Now, if he's talking outrageous numbers, you got me. If he's out here requiring a lot of guaranteed money, you got me. But to sit here and just look at his body of work, to say that he is not signed on an NFL roster this past season was his only season where he was not healthy, turn on the tape, watch the film. The dude has game. So, Carolina Panthers, you are now on the clock. And what I mean by that is the target for Bryce Young. Tet McMillan was a guy that I've been talking about all along this offseason. I've been talking about him. Obviously, Milton Williams was another guy that I was banking on heavily with us, Trayvon Moehrig. And now we get to Tet McMillan. Now, this dude ran a 4.48 at the NFL Scout, not the NFL Scout Combine, at his NFL Pro Day. Now, if you remember my last episode, I said, why is this stuff not being broadcast? Why is him running a 4.48 at 6'4" not being broadcast, televised on ESPN Sports Center? Why is this stuff not being talked about? He is by far the best receiver in this draft. Luther Burden, I'm sorry. Isaiah Bond, I'm sorry. Matthew Golden, I'm sorry. He's head and shoulders clear better than you guys. And it's not even close, respectfully. This past season, he had over 1,300 total receiving yards, 8 total touchdowns, 84 receptions, and had over 109 yards per game. 12 games played this year, and it's not just a one-show thing. He also did this the season before last. So you're getting a guy that is going to be stable. You're going to get a guy that is going to go out here and produce. And when you look at free agency, what is the thing that the Carolina Panthers have done? We've strengthened our defense. We have not really helped out Bryce Young this offseason, if we're being quite frankly honest. This guy is going to be an instant upgrade. You remember what I said about Xavier Legette. He's better known as right now for his talking than his play. With this guy at the 8th spot, Xavier Legette is going to have to play. You're also going to need a guy that is going to replace Adam Thielen, because if you remember correctly, once he had that hamstring injury and he missed 6 games, it was a clear drop-off from Adam Thielen to Jalen Coker to Xavier Legette. Like, I know for a fact we are going offense with the 8th overall selection because of what I'm seeing from us on the offseason moves. I mean, you're talking about D-tackling. We're revamping that. This draft is pass rush heavy, and you're going to get some quality guys in the second round. You can't miss out on this guy, though. You cannot afford to miss out on an A.J. Green replica. You just can't afford it, man. He's a guy that has blazing speed, get away from the cop speed. He has great hands, great 101 jump ball skills. He's going to win them 50-50 balls. Tet McMillan is really the guy right now, currently speaking, that is the ideal target for Bryce Young. You're going to see all types of Sports Illustrated. You're going to see things on ESPN, NFL Network talking about the Carolina Panthers going with Tet McMillan. I already know. I don't even have to look it up. I already know that we had some highly touted scouts at his pro day, and that's just what that is, just obviously speaking. So, with that being said, I've already talked about how we have not made no moves offensively for Bryce Young in the offseason. Now there are being talks or rumblings about Mark Andrews possibly being a trade target for the Carolina Panthers. My thing is, why though? We just took Ja'Tavion Sanders. I understand Mark Andrews is a good, solid tight end. If you just look at his numbers this past season, he damn near had a career year minus the receiving yards. 11 total touchdowns, 673 receiving yards, 55 receptions, averaged roughly about 40 yards per game. It took him a while to find his footing and his traction. But my thing is, what would we be willing to give up for Mark Andrews? A 5th rounder or 4th rounder? Like, you might see a situation. I don't really necessarily know if the Baltimore Ravens want to eat his huge salary cap hit after June 1st. So you might see a situation where he might get traded draft night. Yes, he is a solid, quality, all-pro tight end. He would be the equivalent to Greg Olsen being added to Cam Newton. He is that good. I'm not sugarcoating it. He was a first-team all-pro type of guy. But he's older. You don't want to just continue to get old at the skill positions. You already see Adam Thielen is our best receiver. Why go out here and trade for an older guy? Unless it's going to cost us a 5th or less. That's the only scenario where I see the Carolina Panthers trading for Mark Andrews. Yes, he is an all-pro. Yes, he might be the all-time touchdown leader for the Baltimore Ravens organization. I understand all these things. 2 things can be true. You can be an all-pro, all-world tight end, and then you can also lose your trade value because of your age and what the teams might be asking for, along with their salary cap. So, Mark Andrews, is he worth the trade? He would be only worth the trade if he goes for a 5th round or 6th round. Maybe mid-4th round, because we got 4 4th-rounders. That's the only thing or only situation where I could see us possibly trading for Mark Andrews. So Mark Andrews, if we're still looking to make some moves, he would be the ideal guy. But if not, you guys know how I feel about this dude right here.